are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
And to get further support, join my channel membership. Hey everybody, it's Marlene of Marlene Motivates. Welcome to your dose of positivity. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am your channel for all things positive, inspiration, life lessons, and mindset shifting. You are welcome here. And to all of my moderators, all my subscribers, all my members, thank you so much for your support always. So let's get into see who's in the chat today. Hey Brian, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. It's Thursday. Yeah, happy Thursday to you. The last Thursday of the month. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. Today, everybody, we're going to be talking about a continuation from yesterday. We're going to today talk about the power of the present. Yesterday, we talked about owning the now, and today we're talking about the power of the present. And this is really important. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Thursday to you. God, a moderator in the house. Appreciate your support. It means so much. Thank you. Yeah, today, everybody, we're talking about the power of the present. And I think that it's so important to talk about the power of your present because the majority of people out there that they put so much of their energy and their time into the future and thinking about what's ahead instead of enjoying their present. Hey Shay, how are you doing? Welcome. Got a moderator in the house as well. How are you doing? Appreciate your support. And if you could please hit the like, I really appreciate it. I really would. So a lot of people they do it. They put so much energy and they put so much time into thinking about what is to be instead of enjoying what is happening to them currently. I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for asking, Shay. I really appreciate that. So everybody, I'm going to start off this topic with a quote that I found. Okay. So life is a fleeting moment. a collection of experiences woven together by the thread of time. So, just like this quote says, life is fleeting. You never know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. And it's so important for us to take the time to enjoy what we currently have. It's a life lesson. It's something that, the system, the environment that we're in. We live in a microwave society that always wants quickly. Everything should happen quickly, hurry up, and it's just not the way that it's supposed to be. It's not a balanced way. Yes, there's a lot of things that happens. There's a lot of things that we do, but that's why it's so important to do a mindset shift. We can start following the crowd and following other people and think something's wrong with my life. There's something wrong with me by taking the time to slow down, to enjoy, to celebrate, just to appreciate. And it's nothing wrong with you. That's exactly the way that we should be. It's the balance way. It's how we can maintain our energy. If we're always trying to run around and do things so that we can enjoy the future, what about what's currently happening? And I will tell you that people will do that a lot, especially people who have, families, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins. We're so busy in taking care of them, providing for them, that are we even taking time to enjoy the people that are most important in our lives? The people that we're trying to provide for, the people we're trying to take care of. Are you taking some time and moments to enjoy some time with the people that you care about? See, it's about your present. It's about your today, what you currently have, the people that you have in your life, and realizing that, hmm, I have a lot. I'm doing well right now in my life. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for who I have. Don't take people for granted. That's something as humans that we all do, I can't even lie. And I'm not gonna just run past this because it's very important to say. Don't think, oh, trying to rush for kids to get grown, trying to think, oh, I'll spend time with my parents later. I'll spend time with my cousin, with my sister, with my best friend, with who I'm in a relationship later. Everything is always later. But what if your later never comes? What if the moment that you have currently right now is all you have? That's what I realized when I lost some people in my life. I realized that I was so busy trying to focus on making plans to be with them in the future that I was not allowing myself to enjoy the important time. Sit down, have conversations, laugh, reminisce, make some new memories, and don't forget taking some pictures. That's one thing that if I could go back in time, would um I would definitely do more of that. Take more pictures with my mom, take more pictures with my dad, take more pictures with my aunt and my uncle. Take more pictures with people that I really love and cherish, because you just never know. You really don't. Let's see comments. Yes, Shay, it's right. And I'm not saying this to sound morbid, but it's a reality. It's a reality that faces each of us. Are you going to look at the people that you have, look at the things you have and enjoy it, or are you just going to try to focus your time and your energy on getting more? See, we live in a society that teaches us to never satisfy. If you have this, oh, you need more, more. Greed. Greed is what is present in the majority of people. Greed. I want more. I want more time. I want more money. I want to look, it's always like you almost become conceited, self centered. instead of learning to be happy, learning to be satisfied, even actually learning to simplify your life and having less. You know, with the more that I'm learning, the older that I'm getting, is that while you have just a little bit, I learn to enjoy that, because it's nice, sometimes if you have a little extra, that's good, but it doesn't have to be that way all the time. Learn to enjoy what you have and learn to enjoy the people that you have. That's something that you can't duplicate. You can always go out there and you can always make some more of this. You can always make some more money, but you cannot have the person that is important to you, to see them, to put your hands on them, to give them hugs, to have conversations with them, to tell them how much you really do mean to me, how much I appreciate your support, and how much they matter to you in your life. Don't take those things for granted, my motivators. Not one moment, not one person. And especially, I have to say this, especially to the person in your life that you're in a relationship with romantically. Don't think, oh, I can upgrade, I can do better. Let's get a new and improved model. And then you realize the person that you're trying to improve with, they may have the looks on the outside, but what about the intellect? What about them being in tuned spiritually? What about them having a financial focus? So there's a lot of things that while we may look at with our eye, we have to also look at with our eyes of discernment and discern. I have a pretty good life. I have some people who really do love me. I have all the things that I need. And I'm going to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for everything I have. Thank you for everything that I possess. And I'm grateful for the people that I have in my life. I'm grateful for my family. And family is not always the blood that runs through your veins. Family is the people who love you unapologetically. They don't put any regulations, stipulations on how they love you. They just love you just because you're you. Take your time in this present today, if you have not already, to reach out to people who matter to you and tell them. I just want to say, you mean so much to me. Thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you so much for how you support me. Thank you for always keeping me focused. Remind people of why they matter to you so that later you don't have to live with regret. That's not what we want. We don't want to live in regret. Even if you got to switch those people out for more genuine people. Yeah, and sometimes you do have to do that realist one. You really do. Because sometimes, just like people, just like the seasons in the circle of life, that people come in your life and people come out your life for various reasons. So while you have certain people and they were there to give you whatever they needed to give you and then they move on, appreciate them for what they gave you. And then you move on. Facts. A year later could be your funeral or theirs. So, and I've done that, I'm there crying at a funeral saying, man, I never even said X, Y, and Z. I didn't even say whatever it is that you needed to say to those people. We don't want to live in regret, everybody. We want to be in our present. We want to be in this moment that you have right now on today. And I say to each of you motivators, don't take life for granted. We always, as human beings, think we have so much time. I have so much time. I know I did when I was younger. I thought I was invincible. I thought I was always going to be around and the people that I cared about would always be around. But life has a way of, showing us that that's not the case. We won't always have everybody that we love in our life. So while we do have them, the power of the present, appreciate them, tell them, spend some time, make some memories, That's what's important in your present. See, the financial thing, yes, it's important to have the finances to take care of your family. And yes, money is a protection for us, right? But money can't buy new memories. Money can't give you certain people in your life. Money cannot give you peace of mind. But having the people that you really care about in your life will. That's the reality of life. Hey, the word, welcome. How are you doing? Appreciate you being here. Happy Thursday. Got a member in the house and a moderator. Thank you so much. Yes, you do. Realist One, check out the Discord. Realist One says, I found out a long time ago the best thing we could do is appreciate everything we have, no matter how small or big. That's, yeah, that's so real. Appreciation goes so far. Um, Appreciation will keep friendships and healthy relationships together, but also it gives you peace of mind because you know that you were telling people, you were doing your part. One thing that we can't do is we can't make people do something, but we, can be at peace because we know that we were saying, thank you, I appreciate you, I'm grateful for you, and I love you. Four important things that we must do in our lives. Tell people when we have them in the right moment when somebody does something for you. In today's society, somebody does something, people think you had to do it. No, nobody has to do anything for you. When somebody does something nice and kind for you, are you saying thank you? I know I've said it before too. I'll tell them thank you later. I'm busy. Right now, today, while they're here, maybe in front of your face, or maybe it's somebody online, tell them right now, thank you so much for who you are and for what you do for me. I really do appreciate you, because later may never come. You may never have the opportunity. And that's why it's so important that in your now, that you seek opportunities in your now. See, we're talking about the power of the present, and it really is a strong force. It's an energy, because we've seen people who are disrespectful and rude, and they don't know how to be considerate of other people's feelings, and they're always expecting other people to do everything for them. They don't care, and the more you give is the more they want. Those type of people, we don't want that. The people who really care about you and support you and love you, and they tell you that, and they're grateful, and they will also reciprocate and do the same for you. It does. It makes you feel good, doesn't it? I know it definitely makes me feel good when I have I do something for somebody. And especially if you are going out of your way to do something, you're bending over backwards, whether you're tired or maybe it was your last, and somebody says thank you. It shifts everything, and you're like, okay, so it was worth helping them. So in your present, tell people thank you for what you do. I appreciate you. You mean a lot to me. I'm grateful for you. You are important in my life. See, that's the power of the present. See, we're not going to have the spirit of being ungrateful, thinking we always have time, we will always have people. No, this is the day comes and goes. You wake up, and the next thing you're getting ready to go to bed. Time is always moving. Are we moving along with the time? Are we staying in the moment and enjoying it, making time and memories with the people that are the most important to us? Are we doing that? See, we have to do some sort of evaluation of our life. It's good from time to time to take some moments and say, I don't remember the last time I said thank you to whoever it is. So do that. Or pick up the phone and say, hey, I just had a moment and I was thinking about you. Are you okay? Do you need anything? I just wanted to check on you and tell you I was thinking about you. That's important. And that goes a very long way. Let's see what else I missed. Shay says, yes, the power of the present. Hmm. Hey, OG Brand, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Robert. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and happy Thursday to you. And shout out to all the mods and everybody who's in the chat and those who are watching now live or in the replay. If you could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Yes, yes. Hello to everybody in the chat. Okay, so let's start with the first point that I have here. Um, the first point that I have is the power of the present. Okay, this is a very important part. The power of the present is allowing oneself to be in the current moment. What does that mean? The power of the present is allowing yourself to be in the current moment. So that means that you have to even sometimes um, refocus yourself because you're so busy doing stuff, and you have to say, oh, let me take time to enjoy the nice, beautiful sunny day or the clouds, the ability to see. Um, that I can stand up. I can do some things for myself, you know, that I can, whatever it is, don't take even the smallest things for granted, even the smallest things. Every single thing that you have in your life, you should take a moment to say, I'm grateful for what I have. And I have appreciation. I appreciate my life and I appreciate myself. See, that's the power of the present. A lot of times we can say we're grateful for other people in our life. We're grateful for what we currently possess. But are you grateful for yourself? Are you grateful for your own personal growth? See, that's the power of the present. See, in your today, have you even had the conversation with yourself? I'm so proud of you for your personal growth. I do that from time to time. I pat myself on the back and say, I'm so proud of you for how you've grown. I'm proud of you for how you've matured, how you're elevating, how you're paying attention to your energy. Don't and not letting other people pull from you and take from you, take advantage of you and use you. See, that's the power of the present. See, on today, my motivators, we pay attention to the energy of ourself and others. We know when we've had enough, and that means I know myself. And also, we know when people come in with their dark energy and all of this and try to take from us and you us, we know how to put up a stop sign and say, no, no, I'm not going to allow that. No, you will not treat me that way. Yeah, that's the power of the present. Right in the moment when something is happening to you, you have to confront it right then and there. I'm not going to take it. That's very important. The power of the present involves us um, doing things that is good and healthy for us instead of waiting and then trying to go back and fix it. We're not going to fix it. We're going to take care of things as it's happening in the present moment. Hey, puzzle pieces. How are you doing? Welcome. Got a member in the house. How are you doing? Happy Thursday to you. I really appreciate it. Yes, everybody, please hit the like. I really appreciate it if you could. So, everybody, we're going on to the first point. We're talking about the power of the present. So, point one, the present you can never get back. The present you can never get back. When it's done, it's gone. So don't waste it. The moment that you have, the time that you have. See, time is one of the most precious commodities that we have. Everybody gets 24 hours in a day. What will you choose to do with the 24 hours that you are given? Are you going to enjoy your present moment with the people that you have, with the mental ability you have, with the finances you have, with the people that you care about, the people you're concerned with? Are you going to enjoy that time, or are you going to say, later? I'll spend time with them later. And then tomorrow it's later and it's later and it's later. And then 5 years go by, 10 years go by that you have not spent time with people that you really care about. See, it's about taking time, taking taking some precious moments out of your day and say, I dedicate this time to the people that matter to me most. And while it's important to work and to have a clean environment and to all these other things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis, is also very important to cut out some quality time with the people who matter to us the most. See, that's the power of the present and realizing that we never know how long we have. It's showing that we know that life is fickle, life is ever changing, and we just need to enjoy what we have and who we have. Yes, thank you so much, Realist One. I really appreciate it. So, point number two, practice mindfulness. And when we practice mindfulness, it means that we are being fully present in the moment and we are engaged in that moment. So, say you're at a party or you're having a little get together, you're watching a movie. Um, I've noticed in this present time period that a lot of people don't know how to be in the present, and I include myself in that too. I have to check myself. When it's your personal family time, you got to turn off your devices and dedicate that personal time for your family. Put that phone away. Turn off your computer. Turn off all of those electronics and just tune in. Back in the day, it was easier to do those things because we just didn't have certain devices. But now we have to remind ourselves, like, this is what's important. The things that is happening on my phone, the things that are happening on social media, that's entertainment. It's about right now and spending the moment with my family. So while I'm with my family, I'm going to respect them. I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to not be texting or not having, like, everybody's talking and you're just texting away, or you're making phone calls, or you isolate yourself in a corner. See, it's about your present and the moment that you have with the people that you have. Don't take them for granted. Thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate that. So yeah, be engaged in the moment. And I really have to say how important that is. And until something happens to you in your life, until you go through something where you either almost lose people in your life or you do lose people in your life, it I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but you really won't get it. You really can't comprehend until something like that happens to you, and then you step back and say, "Man, I wish I would have spent, took one day off from working just to enjoy some moments with whoever it is." Or say, I have to leave an hour early to spend time with my kids or my siblings or my best friend or who I'm in a relationship with, just so that you can fortify and strengthen those relationships. See, in the power of now, we're talking about practicing mindfulness, and to practice mindfulness, it means you show consideration. We always talk about showing consideration and compassion to other people, but are we practicing that with the people in our own household? We usually think about being kind to people outside of our home, but the first people that we should be showing compassion to is our immediate family, the people who really are close to us and really do care about us and really are trying their best to be there for us. Those are the people that we need to consider. And I had to also take an evaluation while I was going through this. I had to say to myself too, am I really practicing what I'm preaching? Because what we get caught up in our business, in our life, in job, in this, and all the things that we have to do, that we forget to say, when's the last time I showed some affection. Hug and kiss the people that you love. Tell them how much you mean to me. So important. Hey, Leticia, how are you? Welcome. Um, that's one thing that I will say. I remember when my nephew was born, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, he's a baby. He's going to be a baby for so long." The next thing, he's already in school. He's a teenager, and right now, he's the one now having a child. So life will keep going. We think sometimes that when we're in the moment, we're going through things in our life that it will always be that way, but in your present moment, with what you currently have, learn to enjoy it. Okay. Learn to celebrate with your people. You don't have to wait for a specific event to have a celebration. You know, you can celebrate that we're here together. And I'm just happy we're together. You can celebrate that you're working on your relationships. That's something to be said. A lot of people don't talk about working on their relationships. See, people get into relationships, especially romantic relationships, and we get into that thrill of the chase. Okay, I got to get them. I got to get them. I got to be in a relationship. We do so much to get them. And then when you get them, do you relax? Do you say, I got them, so I'm good? Just the same effort that you put into getting them. Now the real work happens to maintain. So just like romantic relationships need to be maintained, friendships, um, with your family, with your friends, we gotta square off some time to just say, I'm here with you because I care about you. I took some time out. Let's spend some time together and just talk, hang out, have some fun, and just celebrate our bond, our friendship, whatever it is. We must do that so that there's strength, because all relationships, while relationships, you can love somebody, love for people can die and it can end if it's not nurtured. And you got to root out certain things that you may be relaxing, not doing what you need to do. So you got to step up your game in your present. Celebrate those, bring people flowers, or give them their flowers by telling them, you're important to me. I appreciate you. And we get funny sometimes about telling people in our family, in the relationship, that we love them. We feel like, oh, I'm soft or something by saying that. And it's not. It shows that you really do care about them. Don't think, oh, they know I love them. They know I care about them and all that. And even though a gift is nice and sweet, but just those three words, I love you, it carries so much weight and it matters so much, even more than you think. It really and truly does. But we have to do more than just say we love somebody. We have to show it with our actions in the present moment. Because I love you, there's certain things I'm going to do and there's certain things I'm not going to do in the present moment, because we know what makes people in our life happy. We know what makes other people miserable. So move and act in a way that will show that you really do care. Um, what is what are your actions going to be? See, it's about when you're tested. We know what we should do, but are you doing it in the present moment? In today, are you showing the people that you love? Today, I'm going to show you I love you by saying, "Hey, I only have about a minute. I'm just checking on you and I just wanted you to know I was thinking about you." Just that. 10, 15 seconds. It doesn't take long to show people in your present that they matter. And I know people always say, I'm so busy, I don't have the time. But guess what? You will make the time for what is important to you. If somebody is not important to you, you will not make the time. It's just an excuse. And people will do it. People will make lots of excuses. Thank you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really appreciate your super sticker. Thank you so much. And of course, when the super chat hits. you so much, Puzzle Pieces. I really appreciate it. That's hilarious. So, I think it's so important for us to talk about that. So, we just talked about practicing mindfulness and being fully present and engaged in that moment. Okay. So, this is a very important point that we have to talk about in the power of the present. We must talk about letting go of the past. See, we can't stay in our present if all we're doing is talking about what happened to us, and we hear people and they're so miserable, and this happened to me, and it happened to me, and it happened to me, and it happened to me. And yes, it's important to discuss things and to release things and to let it go. That makes us feel good. But also, when we say we're going to let things go, we have to mean it. We can't say, I'm releasing it and then you take it back. I'll release it. No, I'm taking it back. Fully release it and let it go. Okay. So, letting go of the past means allowing ourselves to let it go. For me, that this was the hardest part of letting go of my past is telling myself that I deserve to let this go. I don't deserve to be mad. I don't deserve to be angry. I don't deserve to be sad and jealous. Think less of myself. See, a lot of times we forget how much power we each have, and each of you has power. And that's why I talk about the power of the present. It's so important. And whatever you tell yourself to do, you will. Whatever you let your mind think, that's what your mind is going to think about. So I had to, in my mind, even when I didn't feel like it, even when I didn't feel like I was ready to, I had to tell myself, Marlene, it's time for you to let that go. It's time for you to let yourself be free of that. It's time for you to experience peace. So we sometimes have to give ourselves permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to be happy. I don't want to be miserable anymore in my present. So I have to let go of the past. I have to allow myself to be happy. Allow yourself to be happy. There's a lot of people who don't understand that. You can be happy if you choose it. See, positivity is a choice. It really is. And we have to want to be happy. We have to want to improve. It's something that we have to constantly seek because life is so difficult. There's so many challenges and obstacles and people who come in your life and irritate you and do things to you. So it's a thing that is about your mind power and what you allow. You let other people get in your head and mess you up, or you take that control back and say, no, I'm not going to let you get to me. I'm in control of my mind. I'm in control of what I think, and what I think about myself is X, Y, and Z. See, you have the power to change your narrative, everybody. Yeah, that's strength, that's power, that's control, that's the power of the present. And like I talked about yesterday, owning your now. You got to own that. You have to believe that. And if you missed yesterday's, please go ahead and check it out. I'm going to put it in the comment section when this live ends. So, also in letting go of the past, we have to want to heal. I'm going to put the link here in the chat because I think I only have one more point after this. So, you guys are welcome now. So letting go of the past means that letting yourself heal. Um, it means that, it's nothing wrong with male or female, letting yourself shed some tears, letting yourself be angry. Um, and in this healing process, you have to move according to what you personally want to do. You can't let anybody tell you, oh, you've been crying too long, or you should be over that by now. No, in your letting go, in your healing time, you have to know how many tears you want to shed. You have to know, okay, I've been angry enough. Okay, it's time to close that off, and it's time to enjoy life and get back into you. and the things that you like and the things that you enjoy. See, that's the power of your present. At any moment, you can make a choice in your mind. I'm not going to be miserable anymore. I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to choose happiness. I'm going to choose to be positive, regardless of what is happening to me, regardless of how other people in my life are acting. That has nothing to do with me. See, I have the power to control my own thoughts. Mm, nah, that's heavy, dude. That's heavyweight stuff. We have to understand that. We have the power to control what we think, but we let other people control our mind. We let other people make us get so angry and frustrated, but we can't do anything about them. What you can do, what you can do is be positive. What you can do is let your ask yourself, in the healing part, this is where you get to the next step of forgiving. And I'll tell you that forgiving sometimes can be so difficult because you may not be ready to let it go. You still may in the phase where you're trying to deal with it and cope with it. Why did this happen to me? And how could this happen to me? And why did they do this to me? But you have to go through all of those processes and let yourself feel that. You have to let yourself ask yourself why and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask yourself questions. And in that, we should be going through things like, why did I let this happen to me? What did I let them do to me? It's the power of being accountable. Being accountable. What did I do? But also, what did I allow them to do to me? See, that's when you show you're mature. Not always what another person did, but what role? What did I participate in? What did I allow? As far as being a doormat, especially in a romantic relationship, in friendships with your family. Did I stand up for myself? Did I say no? And if I didn't, why not? And then strengthen that resolve. So I didn't do that because I didn't want to make them feel X, Y, and Z, or I didn't know I could. See, there's power in the enlightenment, knowing that I can improve, I can do better, I can be happier. And we put so much energy a lot of times into making everybody happy that we don't make our own self happy. We don't think about our own feelings and our own needs and how we are doing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. See, all of those things have to be met. We can't pour out everything to everyone and never get poured back into. See, that the power of the present means that I have the ability now. I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I can do. I know that I'm an amazing person. So I deserve to be treated with respect. And if I'm not treated with respect, I know how to stop answering their phone calls, stop wasting my time, block their number. You have that power. See, in the power of the present means that you don't have to be gullible, you don't have to be used, you don't have to be taken advantage of. See, that's being accountable. That shows a person who's healed and mature. You don't have to go back and forth with anybody arguing. No, you know your power, you know your worth, you know what you can do, you know your personal abilities. So in your present, I know who I am, I know my worth, and I know that I deserve to be respected. I know that I deserve to get phone calls. I deserve to be treated in a certain manner. So don't let other people take advantage of you because maybe they're not in a certain space in your life. See, we don't have to wait for other people to mature and grow up. If you're already there, you got to know where you are presently. Unfortunately, sometimes we have to leave people behind because they're suffocating us. They're suffocating our growth. They're suffocating our peace of mind. They're holding us back from our spiritual enlightenment and awareness. And even a lot of times that being around certain people will make us ill physically. They make you look haggard. You look so tired, bags under your eyes. You're losing sleep. You're so stressed out behind them. See, in the power of the present, see, I'm going to uplift my own self. So I say to each of you motivators, don't let other people, when they're in their um, time where they don't know who they are, they don't know about their worth, don't let them drag you down to their level. Elevate yourself. Know that you deserve better. You don't have to settle. Mm-mm. You don't have to settle. You don't. We think sometimes we have to settle because, especially, oh my goodness, it's my family. I have to because they're my family. I have to because we're in a relationship. I have to because they're my friend. I have to because it's my job. No, you don't. See, respect is something that's earned, and if a person is not earning your trust, they're not earning your respect. They don't give you any time. You don't have to keep wasting yours. See, the power of the present means I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I deserve. So, to all you motivators, don't be a doormat to other people. In your present, know your worth. In your present, elevate your mind. See, we're stronger than we think. You really are. You're stronger than you think. And it always starts here in your mind. If in your mind you convince yourself that I don't deserve foolishness, I don't deserve disrespect, then you won't take it. And there it is. Treat me with respect and I will treat you with respect. Awesome, Robert. Yes. That's why I use the term relatives versus family, depending on who it is. Mm-hmm. The closest person treats you the worst. Yeah, that's usually that happens when somebody takes you for granted, right? Everybody. Um, and unfortunately, I can't even lie and say I haven't done it. I have. I have taken people for granted because you just get so used to people doing things for you that you start getting rude. You start feeling entitled that they have to do this because they've been doing this and they never complain about it. And sometimes um, a person has come to the end of that rope and they have no more to give. They have no more to even say because they've had it up to here with you. And you just have to cut those ties to those people because they will suffocate you and drown you and make you feel very miserable. Yeah, it's a big difference. You will not be able to make room for new and positive experiences in life by keeping your mind and heart filled to the rim with pain from the past. Work on letting go so you can start living. Awesome. I love that puzzle pieces. Thank you so much for saying that. Hey, Eastad, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Thursday. Yeah, we sure can. We can't control who's related to us by blood, but we can control the amount of time that we spend with them. You don't always have to spend time with people. See, time is something that you choose. Mm-hmm. You got to make a choice. It's all about choices. Okay, let's see. Well, I didn't read this part of my notes. So while we go through things in our past, what's most important is letting go ourselves, see our mistakes and experience it, see it for what it is, and releasing what does not serve us. So that's important. Letting go, we let ourselves see our mistakes and what we've done. That's accountability, and also releasing what does not serve us. So a lot of times we're thinking about things and oh, that hurt me, that was mean, that was unkind, that was selfish, and why did they do that? Why? So we stay there for far too long when we should be saying, okay, that happened to me. Yeah, that hurt. Okay, it's time to move on. If something is not going to help you, to elevate you, to make you feel good, you gotta release that and you gotta let it go. And it also means release them, release them and let them go and cut ties to them so that you can feel good about yourself. That's a part of respecting yourself, knowing that some people that we how could I say this? The people sometimes that we hold on to, we don't need to hold on to them. We think some that's all I deserve, that's all I can have. And I'm telling you that the when you let them go, you'll see all the people who will come and pour into your life. Thank you so much, Eastat. I appreciate you. So it's so important that when you see that people are taking advantage of you, not appreciating you, release them. And I'm telling you, just like that, you'll find that people will start coming into your life that actually will care about you, that will value your time, that will say thank you to you, that will want to be there for you and support you the way that you deserve. Hey, Wanda, how are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. And thank you to everybody for the likes. So, what are the things? What are the things that don't serve us? Some of the things that don't serve us are anger, pain, feeling helpless. We have to ask ourselves, what do I have to do with this? See, anger is a feeling, but we have power and control over that. What do we allow? Okay. What do we do with that anger? Are we going to take that anger, that feeling of anger, and stay in that mode, or are we going to be angry? Sometimes we can be angry justified because of what someone has done to us, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we could take that feeling and process it and use that anger, that pain, to elevate us, to learn something, to grow into something, to learn a new gift and a talent. See, it's all about what we choose. Do we choose to call ourselves broken, or do we call ourselves healed? It's all about choices we make and what we choose to speak over our life. Am I going to let what happened to me heal me, or am I going to stay hurt? It's choices. Am I broken or am I whole? See, we have to make that choice to put ourselves back together. We can say for a long time that we're broken, but you choose to say, I'm broken. You choose to say, I'm hurt. I had to, at a certain period of time in my life, say, I'm not broken. See, I'm whole. See, I've learned. See, I've grown. I've matured. I've elevated. Very important. Yeah. Right. Righteous or justified anger is absolutely healthy. Yeah. It's very important. It's very important to have releases, because so many people, they hold in all of their pain and their anger, feeling that they're so tough and they're so strong, and I got to be this way, and I have to be strong for myself, and I can't let down my guards. Yeah, you may not be able to let down your guards with certain people, but you need to have that space and freedom within yourself. I, if you want to cry, then cry. You want to be angry, then be angry. You want to throw some things, all those are healthy things. Get a journal, write it out, but you must express and say what you're going through. Don't bottle it in, because one day you'll have an explosion, or it will start affecting your health. It will affect your other relationships, because you think by ignoring things, not having conversations, not talking about things, that it's not hurting your other relationships, when it will. It will. You'll start snapping out on other people that have nothing to do with the situation. So we got to find out what's going on with us, and we got to be okay with ourselves, so that we can have our own smile and we can have our own peace back. Okay. So, yeah, the question is, what role did I play in it? What did I allow? Did I not speak up for myself? Was I taken advantage of? All very important questions. And I think this is the fourth and the last point. Don't worry about the future. People focus so much on tomorrow, something we may not even live to experience, when we have today, this present moment, to savor, to enjoy, to be happy, waiting until we have a perfect life. And I hear a lot of people, well, I have to do X, Y, and Z first before I can enjoy it. I hear people say, I'm saving up, I'm waiting for retirement. What if you don't get to be that age to be able to retire? What about enjoying some trips along the way, having some fun, enjoying your life, taking some days off? It's so important to do that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Waiting for all of these perfect conditions to have before you can learn to enjoy and smile and be at peace and be satisfied with your life. See what Leticia says. Projecting or misguided anger is not healthy at all because the person you are directing it to doesn't have anything to do with our anger. Yep. And that's why you have to release it. You gotta learn. You gotta let it go, but not let it go at other people. You gotta know where to channel your energy. It's very important. So, yeah. So we can't only think of later. To be mindful, it means taking moments out of your day to celebrate your small victories. There's a lot of things that we overcome. And do you tell yourself, that was amazing. I'm so proud of you. You did it. See, that's the power of your present, not waiting for other people to give you kudos and to tell you you're doing amazing. You got to know that about yourself. I know my power. I know my worth. I know what I can do. I know my abilities. I know my strengths. And I know that I am somebody. Yes. You have to speak that over your life and you must believe it. See, that's the thing. Hey, Boss Life Online, we got a member in the house. Thank you so much for being here. It's so important that we practice that mindfulness and we tell ourselves, we think about people who always say, work hard, I have to work hard, but you never see them enjoy their life. You never see them enjoy, buy themselves something nice or take a few days off and relax, do something that they like, enjoy a hobby, but it can't be all work and no play. So you work hard, play hard, have some fun, take a few days off, enjoy yourself. Don't wait, say, I have to wait until this certain period of time before I can have fun. Some people, unfortunately, never get to that time to enjoy it. So, in your present moment, in today, the power of your present, I'm saying to each of you, give yourself permission to have fun on your today. Okay? On today. Okay? So, to be mindful, it means taking moments out of your day to celebrate small victories. You have to make the choice to want to be happy. See, the have versus the have nots. We will not let our mind go into the knots. Stay present, be grateful, love yourself in today. Yeah, that's so important. And loving yourself today for who you are, for where you are, for what you have been through. It's so important to celebrate your own personal strength. You are a strong individual. You've been through a lot of things. Hey, Miss Kim, how are you doing? Welcome. You're a strong person and you have been through so many things. And I have to say that a lot of times we put so much energy and power into thinking about what is to come, what I want to be. We don't want to think about when we're having struggles, but that's the time we should celebrate. I'm so courageous. This is a hard period of time for me. I'm going through a lot, but I'm still here and I'm proud of myself. Tell yourself that. Don't let other people, don't let your situation, celebrate your courage, celebrate your strength, celebrate your resiliency. There's a lot of times where we could fall down and give up. You could throw in the towel. It's so important to celebrate yourself. It's so important to tell yourself you're doing an amazing job, because a lot of people, they look at you and they're just involved in their own life. It doesn't mean people don't care about you. It just means that other people are living their own life. They're going through their own stuff. They have their own problems and burdens. But we must see ourselves and see all the things that we have dealt with, all the things that we have gone through, and you give yourself a thumbs up and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. You're awesome. You're amazing. And speak life over yourself. Don't wait for another person to say that to you. Say, I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm going to have an amazing life because I'm an amazing person. I work hard. I treat the people that I love well. I respect them. So I deserve to be respected. See, respect is earned. Treat yourself good. Don't wait for other people to treat you well before you do so. See, we train people. People are looking and watching. How do you treat yourself? How do you look? Do you take care of yourself? Are you going to the doctor? Are you doing X, Y, and Z for yourself, not other people doing for you? See, sometimes in relationships and family and friendships, we get so dependent on other people to help us. We let other people be the definition of who we are. And nobody defines who you are. You are yourself. You are enough. You are relevant and you are important. You have a reason to be here. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. See, that's the power of the present. In your present, in your today, you are amazing. In your present, in your today, you are somebody. In your present, in today, you are courageous. You have everything you need to be happy. See, it goes the opposite way sometimes, and we feel that our happiness is involved in relationships, in people, in the things that you have in your health. No, it's a choice that you make, it's a mindset that you got to remind yourself I have everything that I need because I'm me. And I love the me that I am. And I love the me that I am. And I want you each to say that to yourself. Hey, James Money. And I'm going to put this link in the chat one more time. The last time I'm going to put it in here. And just to see if anybody has something to add before I end today. Because I feel like it's so important for us to have this sort of conversation and talk about the power of the present. Because yesterday we talked about owning the now. And it's so vital that we own the now. And it's so important that we also talk about the power of the present because it's very powerful to know you have the power of your mind. You have the power to think positively. You have the power to give yourself the permission to move on and to let go of people that are hurtful, harmful, or toxic to your life. Okay. You have the power to be yourself unapologetically. Yeah, however you are, you have the power to be silly and quirky and all of that. And if other people don't like that about you, that's their problem. It's not yours. See, that's the power of the present, loving yourself on today for who I am, for what I have been through, and enjoying that. Say, I'm strong, I'm resilient, I'm courageous, I am somebody. So if nobody is not coming up, then I guess I will be ending today and I will be seeing you guys on tomorrow. Next week, Saturday, it's another plug for the Empowerment Conference that will be coming up next week, Saturday at October the 7th from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to Be Amazing Sylvia, Boss Life Online, Coach Mary Ma, Coach Sherry. Did I miss anybody? Pandy's Hair Candy and more. All of us we're doing the empowerment conference together, and it's the breaking chains empowerment conference. I'm gonna be doing a live stream next week, I think Friday. Okay, I'll wait. Oh wait, puzzle pieces. I'm going to be doing an empowerment conference pre-show, talking about who is going to be in it, the topics that everybody's going to cover, and all of that. So that's going to be next week, Friday. So I look forward to that. And also next week, it's going to be a members only live stream. So I'm really looking forward to covering that. I'm hanging out with the members, and I'm looking forward to this empowerment conference because it's going to be amazing. It's so important to break the chains. It's so important. Baby boy sick. Fire life definitely have to add later. Thank you so much, Word. I really appreciate you. Let me add. Hey, welcome
Hi,
to the show.
Marlene. Hi, chat. I'm so
Hi.
sorry, Marlene. I've been trying to get up here, but remember I told you I have a wolf here. So the
Yeah, I already
howling.
know.
Listen,
Yeah, I hear. It's
I'm
all good.
sorry. I'm gonna have to be muting. Like I have to time them again because there's a certain time. But I'm sorry. I wanted to get up here and tell you and chat that I have been working on myself for a very long time now, but there was people from my past, my cousins or family from the past that didn't like me, and we met years later, and they told me that they didn't like me because I was always trying to how can I like boss them around. I was always trying to whatever, like if we went somewhere, I was always trying to plan things. I was always trying to make sure that no mistakes were done, and that everything was followed, like following the rules all the time. So I allowed my fear, that I worked on now, but I allowed those fears to control everything. So I started seeing that they were not inviting me to go places with them anymore as much as they were inviting my sisters and my brothers. And so years later we meet and they tell me that it was because I was trying to control everything we did. Nothing was spontaneous, right? And I had already written these people off because I was thinking, they don't like me, so why am I gonna bother? I didn't start letting go of that anger and pain that they have caused me by abandoning me, as I thought in my head, until I started working on me and I started listening to them. Now we're back to being family. We've talked. We've healed. I had to apologize and explain to them, that it wasn't me being controlling. It was just me not being able to work on me. So sometimes is our fears stop us from enjoying life, and in the process we make others miserable with it. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you brought that up. That your fears can make you think a lot of things. Because I know my thinking wasn't balanced. Because there was a time not too long ago where I didn't even love myself. I didn't even care about myself. My love was defined in how other people were treating me. So if I had people in my life and they were treating me good, then of course I love myself then. But I had to learn that my love for myself was not dependent on other people. My love for myself was dependent on me. And that's why it's so important to have your own personal relationship, and your own friendship with yourself. And once you get to be your own friend, you have to, so whether whatever's happening, how other people are treating you and what you're going through doesn't downplay how much you love yourself and care about yourself. But it's a lesson that I had to learn for myself, that I had to learn to love myself first, so that I could conquer things, and so that I could keep a positive mindset. And because I couldn't have a positive mindset if I was only dependent on how other people around me mindset was.
Exactly. And but you see, I started blaming, like, how it goes, right? You start blaming, okay, so you get older, you're like, okay, fine, they didn't want to hang out with me. So from now on, I'm not going to make room for them, because when you haven't worked on you, you don't understand that others have their own mindset, right? And if they're bringing you unhappiness or whatever, so what do is push people away. So they were doing to me what I had been doing to everybody my entire life. But I didn't, it didn't register that it was me. I was blaming them. It was their fault. They didn't want to hang out with this cool lady who had everything set, everything prepared, and there were no errors to be had, no accidents to be had, nothing. Everything was like perfect. So I forgot, I was just, not forgot, but I didn't take into account that by doing, by being me, my traumatized me, my in pain me, I wasn't really enjoying life and enjoying the moment with them. I hindered, I guess, our ability to, or our time to probably get closer together as we, as extended family and family members can when we're younger, because it's a stronger bond. So, that's all I wanted to say. It's just that I am so sorry. My owl keeps on going from time, and no matter where I go in the house, the sound is there. Go ahead, Mylene.
I I was saying continue on. It's fine. We all appreciate the wolf. So
You
it's
guys
all
have a
good.
wolf? Or you all have a
Yeah.
wolf at home?
No, we I
Yeah.
don't have a wolf, but I have a cat. I have a baby cat. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
I hear
get
meow. So yeah, it's
yeah. So,
okay.
I was like, my um, consumed, self was always thinking that it was everybody's fault, right? Of course, there is some people that are toxic in our lives, but sometimes we forget that when we're broken, right? When we're broken, when we're not allowing the past to go, to let, we're not letting go of anything, and we're that cluttered with all those nasty thoughts or nasty feelings, we forget that we are the toxic one. It's not anyone around us. It's us who bring all that toxicity to whatever situation. And once I started working on me, and I heard my cousins, for probably clearly, and my extended family, because it wasn't just cousins, but there's other family members. When I heard them exactly why they didn't invite me, or why they didn't really like me, or why they didn't enjoy the company, my company, um, I started like going back in time, and every time that I have ruined a nice moment or a situation because of my fears. So I apologized to them, and I explained to them what I had been doing, how I had been working on me, and that I was so sorry that I was that person, but I'm not the same anymore. I've grown, and I worked on myself, and my auntie was so happy, so happy that I have already finally, she says, I'm so happy that you finally got the help you needed. To this day, I haven't asked her what she meant by that, but I think I know what she meant by that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to say.
yeah. I'm so grateful for your transparency, because a lot of people will never admit when they're the problem. You know, they'll never admit that they're the problem. And I can say for myself 100% with certainty that for a long time I was the problem. I didn't want to do certain things. I hid behind lack of knowledge. I hid behind, painful situations, things that hurt me, just as an excuse for me to not do things. But that's not good enough. Excuses is not good enough. And I'm so very proud of you that you chose to stand up and to do the right thing for yourself. We got Leticia here in the background.
Hey, Marlene. Hey, Nexie.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, back to back. Great topics. Like, I mean, always. You're just so on point with these because it's definitely necessary. We got to learn how to do better for ourselves and for others that are around us, like you said. And so, what I wanted to share is that my own um, issues with anger, because I had a very short fuse. I'm a lot better now, of course, but man, I used to work 12-hour shifts. I work I don't know if y'all know, I'm a nurse, but I used to be a bedside nurse, and we used to work 12 hours. And Marlene, you're familiar with how it is in the hospital. And so, and you got constant people telling you, what you're doing, what you're not doing right, or you got patients calling you from room to room, like it's just hectic, and you can't snap on them. And so, what I found I started doing was, and that's why I mentioned that in the chat, is we can't direct our anger at the wrong people. Because what I found that I was doing was coming home and putting on that anger that I had from work, because you can't snap at work. Um, and you can't snap on the patient, you can't snap in the hospital because people, you ain't got no control, no self
Yeah.
control over yourself. And
So
so
true.
I'd go home and I would gripe or snap on little things that the children did, or my husband at the time, what he would do, or just real like ugly, not nice to be around. I was like, I would come in huffing and puffing, take my stuff off at the door, because you don't want that shit in your house. And then I would beeline to, my room. And so it was just like I would just snap at, what are we eating for? And like, I ain't cooking no dinner after I've been at work. Y'all crazy. Like, it was things that I needed to do to be the better version of me. And so with that, I just say, learn to not take out whatever it is you're going through. Especially, I see that with us from work, because we're at work so much. Those who do work, you know that you got to maintain a certain professionalism. And so learning how to air out your grievances to the people that you are working with, that you have the issue with, that's important, so that you don't take that mess home to your family, because they don't deserve it. They didn't ask for it. They're not the one that asked you to take them off the potty, or go get them some ice, or bring them this, take vitals, this, and that. They weren't the ones driving you crazy. And so just setting boundaries at work and letting people know, I don't know, everybody has different work situations, but even letting people know, hey, I can't get to that right now. I can come back to it maybe in 10, 20 minutes if you still need me, or whatever. Just learning boundaries at work, because it it is not, it becomes a toxic environment at home for the people that love and care about you truly, the ones who, that job can go tomorrow, and so you don't want to lose the people that you love, that are closest to you, or distance yourself from them, because they're not going to want to talk to you. They're not going to want to deal with you on that level, because they're, oh man, here she comes, or here he comes, he's coming home, and they're not excited to see you. And so what I learned to do is go home. On my way home, I would try to listen to something relaxing. And then, because I had a 1 hour commute back then. And then I told my family, I need 15 to 20 minutes when I come home. And I'm just going to go straight to my room. It's not to be rude. I'm going to speak and go to my room and just, um, just, what do they call it?
De-stress.
De-stress. Yeah. I
Decompress.
Yes, and
Yep.
decompress. Yes, thank you. And so it was like I had to have that time, because of, you're talking 12, sometimes even with the commute, 14 hours of that day, just with constant bombardment. And so when I got home, it's like that was my only outlet. So I had to learn how to put myself in check and say, hey, they don't deserve this part of you. They don't deserve this ugly Letitia. This is not nice of you. They're not going to want to be around you. And they were starting to distance. They didn't really talk to me. They felt like they were walking on eggshells. And that's not how anyone should have to live in their household. And so just remember that, because I think that's a huge part of our anger is work related, because we can't let out our frustrations like we typically would around people we love, we supposed to love and care for. Um, and then we go home and dump on them, and it's not fair to them. So just find something that works for you, to the chat, and anyone else who's listening. I don't know if Marlene mentioned that, but find a way to decompress when you get off of work, and then give yourself that time to decompress. Don't feel guilty about it, because sometimes that's the case. Well, I haven't been home or whatever. And so 15-20 minutes of time, even if that's just taking a shower and just kind of getting off the work off of you and having just some alone time to think and meditate. It's very, to me, it was very important, and it helped a lot. It helped a lot with my children and my then husband, and that way they didn't feel like they were a bother to me. And no one in your family should ever feel that way. Like, that's just not healthy. It's very toxic, and you don't want to be toxic to your children and to your loved ones. So, but another great topic, Marlene. Golly, girl, love it. But thank you for having me up again. I'm gonna go back to the chat.
Okay. Thank you so much, Leticia.
Yes, ma'am. Peace.
And I just want to add to what Leticia was trying to, what she alluded to. One of the best things, I don't even remember where I read it, but because I read so many books, but I read somewhere a way that this author decompresses before she gets to the door and opens it, whatever kind, especially when you had an awful day, before you turn that knob, you say something to yourself. Everything that happened to me today, I'm going to release it. I have no control and power. When I open this door, I'm going to come into my home with energy and love and compassion. I'm not going to be angry. Whatever happened to me today, I'm going to leave it there. So it's kind of you already getting it out before you open the door, because I found that if I open the door before I say those things to myself, and sometimes I'll be outside for a good 3 or 4 minutes, releasing that. So when I open the door with that positive energy. I can come in smiling because I already know, I'm aware, I'm in the present moment of I'm coming in to with people that I choose to love every day. And that has been a game changer, that I stop, coming in like a like a wolf ready to attack the whole place and and do some things to people. Yeah.
You're jealous because you don't have a wolf.
I don't have a wolf. No.
But it's true though, Letitia, and you are so right. Sometimes you are I don't know if you ever felt this way, Marlene, but you're so eager to leave work, right? You're so eager. You're like, yes, I'm clocking out, I'm leaving. You get your stuff, you get into the car, and you're so eager to get home because you just want to, kick your feet up on the coffee table and just relax, watch something to forget about work. But then you don't leave work. When you drive home, you start thinking about everybody that made you upset, everybody that uh, you know, just bother you on that day, or somebody that uncalled for just came on to you without, any provocation. You're like, why did she snap at me? I wasn't even doing anything, or whatever it is. And once you get to that door, you're like more upset than you were at work once you start thinking about it. So what I had to do, because that's how I was doing it, I was like so happy to go home to the kids. But then I started, on my way there, I started thinking and going on and on and on. And tomorrow I'm going to address this. And I was getting upset by the minute that I would get home. And I would just get upset and get upset and get upset. And I would just get upset and get upset. And then I would get
I think your
really
mic went
high.
out for a second.
So with my music and whatever, I would just go. When I get to the house, I'll be happy, I'll be excited with the music, and then I will work on myself. Once I was taking the shower, after the kids has taken theirs, then I will start working on that problem, because I was doing the same thing. I was coming home and my face was telling the kids like, why am I here, right? And the kids were looking at me, and I heard my two of my kids say to one another, oh, she's not happy today, so let's not bother her. When they said that, it hurt me, because I was like, wait a minute, is that the face I have? So that's what I started doing. I started like just working, on my way home, and then working on whatever the problem was afterwards.
That's a great recommendation, but the whole thing is that we have to be in that mode to want to work on it. And that can be the issue. Sometimes we don't feel that we have an issue. We have all this pent up aggravation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have all
And
this pent up aggravation, and we just, at the first person that we see, we're like,
oh
you're gonna
yeah,
get it.
like I said,
You're
I was
there in
doing
attack mode, like, come and get it.
yeah, yeah, that that yeah, they have like the imaginary, target. Okay, you're the one today. No, and it's true though. You have to want to do that. You have to want to change that. You have to be able to see that that's what you're doing, because sometimes you don't. You're so overwhelmed with work and all of the problems of the workplace, that when you come home, or when you're on your way home, you don't see that there's not anything wrong with you. So until you want to address that, that elephant in the room, nothing is going to change. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up hurting innocent people. And that goes for anything in life, right? You have to want to do that. You have to want to take that step. You have to want to get that help. You have to want to get to working on you. And working on yourself is a lifetime. You know what I mean? It doesn't end when you're 30 or 40 or 50. No, 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 no. It's a lifetime of commitment, of you working on bettering you, so that you can, in return, better others, help others, and
Mhm.
make others
Yep.
better.
Yep, I believe that. I believe that 100%. It's like when you're younger, you have to learn to be okay with being, an adult. And then when you get to be an adult, then learning how to cope with the issues that you had earlier, but now living in that moment and using those tools. And then when you get older, you have to learn that, now you have the knowledge of how to do things, but how to use it with everything that has changed. So it's always a constant shifting, constantly in your life, but you just have to learn to allow yourself to be in the present moment.
Yep, exactly. And I wanted to say this to you, since the last time I completely forgot. So, I told you I was seeing a therapist, right? I was working on myself. I wasn't broken per se, but I was perfect. So, after I was done with, my sessions and everything, and so I'm like, okay, so this is it, right? I'm done. I already worked on myself, and I already addressed all of the whatever you said I had, which I didn't believe I did, but I already did this, right? So I'm done. And he looked at me, and with the little like evil kind of little smile, he said, oh no, the battle is just beginning. Now I'm out of the picture. Now you start doing this on your own. He says, no, you don't stop. That's when I learned that it wasn't just the sessions that I needed to, those were to teach me, right? How to how to
To give you the
navigate.
tools, the tools. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was just with a little smirk looking at me like, yeah, no, 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 no. Now the real life begins for you. Now you do this on your own, he said.
Mhm.
This is, if you could look at this as a life sentence, he says that, a lot of, putting it, he says, blunt, how a lot of people that are bad, you know, I don't want to say the word here, but get lifetime sentences. So this is the same for you. This is a lifetime commitment, to better yourself so that you don't go back to where you were, so that you don't go back to that self absorbed person that everybody was wrong around you but you. So he said, this is the time where the saddest thing for you, he says, that I'm not there anymore. So everything's going to be on you. If you ever need me, you can always,
Right.
make
Reach
time
out.
for you to come see me. But I will really appreciate and like if you will navigate this on your own. And Marlene, I think that's when I realized how kudos I had to give to the therapists out there, to the psychologists, psychiatrists, because they put up with so much,
Yeah.
so
And they
many,
know so much.
and they know, and they help so many people that of course that want to be helped, right? Because if you don't want to be
Mhm.
helped, nothing can make you change
Yeah.
if you don't want to change. So, but that's when I realized how important and their work is, and how underappreciated they are.
Right.
They don't get enough credit. When I started working on me, bettering me all on my own, figuring out without having that person help me break down exactly where I was, that was the hardest thing for me to go through, I think. But because of that, I have become a so much better human being for me first, right? Because I wanted to. I mean, like I said, it's not that I was looking for this, but thank God that I did. That it was a requirement, because now I fix me first, and then
Mhm.
I try others to help themselves, and I have learned that with all the better me that I have been, my kids have had a better outcome. My
Oh,
siblings around me have had a better outcome because of it.
mm,
And
yeah.
I'm sure your family is better off because you got the help you
Oh,
needed.
yeah. They have peace of mind now. They're like, there's not like no screaming and having a constant meltdown. Like for me, my issue was I didn't know how to control my emotions. That used to be my biggest issue. Like at any time somebody would say something and I was a walking time bomb. Like somebody would say something to me and I immediately would start crying because something that they said would trigger something inside of me because it's some issue or whatever I didn't deal with, and I was always bottling all that up. But I'm not a time bomb anymore. I know when I'm doing too much. I know my levels. I can tell when I'm on 5 and then I'll say, "Okay, time for me to go," because I know in a little bit I'll be on 10 and then I'm going to explode. So you have to learn to be in tune with your own self and know yourself and what you can take, what things you need to say no to or whatever it is, so that you can feel good. Because yes, it's important to work on the past issues, but also in your present, you have to not make new ones. Yeah, all of that.
It's true. I'm not like that. Like, I'm not per se like emotional like that. Like, I don't cry or anything. But I'm the type that no matter what you do, I won't say a word. Like, I won't, even if I'm upset, I will bite my tongue and I will not give you the satisfaction of me saying anything, right? Or if something was bothering me and I was upset, or I was, it didn't matter. My dad had to be like, do you want to talk about it? Is something bothering you? What's wrong? Just tell me. Let me see if I can help you. Or my dad would get on my case and I'll be silent. My dad had to literally like try to drag everything out of me. And if he punished me for whatever reason, I wouldn't cry. I would have that stubbornness of saying, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. I'm not crying. So my dad had to work on his patience with me so much, and I'm so grateful for that, man, Marlene, because I feel that if it would have been somebody else, I think I would have been in more. I would have been worse than I was. But you know how they say karma comes to you. My dad was
Oh, your mic went out again. We'll wait till she comes back.
my daughter. I can, tell her right to do this, blah 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 blah, and I'll be going on and on and on, and she'll be serious. She'll be quiet. She wouldn't cry. She would just be like a stone, like a statue, and it would bother me so much. And then I said, "Wow." When I started working on myself, I said, "Wow." Now I understand what my daddy went through with me because
So you
nothing
got
will break me.
so you got back you got and your daughter what you are too.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. The example of what my dad went through with me, I got it back because she's still the
Wow.
same way. And she gets yelled at work or whatever. She's quiet. She will not budge. She will not say anything. She's just quiet. You're asking her questions. Why did you do this? Why did? And she will not answer. She will just stay quiet. And I'm like, oh my god,
Mm.
my poor father. All the years I had to go through that because, and I tell her, I help my daughter, and now she tells me, I'm so happy because you've helped me voice the anger I have inside without exploding. Because I think that what I had, no, I know, my fear was that if I let go of the anger I had at that moment, I was gonna probably go ballistic, probably
Mhm.
hurt people or disrespect them or who knows. So I always kept my anger in check because I always felt like I was going to do more, like I was going to go to that point of no return. And my daughter,
Right.
when I started working on me, I realized that, and I started thinking that that's maybe where she was at.
Wow.
Yeah, but now she, she's upset or whatever, she communicates it. She,
Well,
she makes
that,
sure she voices it.
well, that shows that she's growing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
she is, but
Yeah.
you get to see yourself on some of your kids, your little self, and then you start reflecting on, man, my father was an amazing man, or my mom, man, her patience.
Yeah.
Right, Marlene? We go through that.
I used to feel so sorry for my mom because my mom was not an emotional person at all. And all I ever used to do was cry. Everything she told me, I cried, I cried, I cried. And she used to be so frustrated. Like, what are you crying for now? Like, I was like, I'm sorry. I just anything that hurt my feelings, I cried about. I don't know. I felt like I had all the water of the ocean in my eyes.
And for me, was the opposite, Marlene. My sisters sometimes, my dad never hit me, right? But my sisters sometimes when they get frustrated because they raised me, they were my moms. Sometimes they will, grab the little sandal and pa 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 because I had done something really wicked, and
Mhm.
she will hit me, cry. I was like, nope. And I wouldn't cry. So I will get hit more by my sister with that, the fluffy sandal that didn't even hurt me. So why? I wanted to laugh instead of crying. But she kept on grabbing my hand and just, you don't listen. You're this, you're that. And I was like, so.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm sorry, I'm taking your time, Marlene. I just wanted to say that. I wanted you know, to say that we all have our moments, we all have our pasts, and we all have our hurts.
Yeah.
But living life like that, you're not really living life.
Mhm.
So work on it, let it go. I'm not saying forget everything, just let it go a little so you can start living. And that's all I
So you
wanted to
can
say,
enjoy
Marlene.
yourself. So you
And
can enjoy
enjoy
yourself.
yourself. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I let you go. My wolf is going crazy. I had to go outside, okay, Marlene? Thank you so much for
Okay.
having me.
Bye.
And bye, chat. Bye, Marlene.
Bye. Yes, it has been amazing live. Thank you so much to Puzzle Pieces, Leticia, for coming up, and to everybody who was in the chat today. It's about your present, everybody. Your present, what you're willing to do today, and don't live in your past. Live in your present. Enjoy yourself. Love your life. Forgive yourself. Forgive other people. Love yourself, and learn to say no to things that you don't like. Set boundaries. Have some compassion for yourself, and tell yourself, I am healed, I am not broken, and there is power in the positive mindset. Be positive, be encouraged, and be inspired. I am Marlene, and I am the content creator for Marlene Motivates. And on this channel, I talk about inspiration, positivity, life lessons, and mindset shifting. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button and share this out with anybody that needs some motivation, inspiration, and mindset shifting. And the channel membership is available for all of you. I would love for you to join my channel membership. And like I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. I thank you all so much for joining me. Leave me a comment in the comment section below if you're watching in the replay or after this live ends. Bye-bye, guys.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh.
day.